my little YouTubers. Welcome back to Classical China, Chapter 2. Let's take a look at the first three vocab words that we want to focus on. These vocab words are the Mandate of Heaven, Shihongdi or Huangdi, and the Great Wall of China. How are these interrelated, and what do you need to know about them? So first, the Mandate of Heaven. The Mandate of Heaven is the idea that keeps the Chinese dynasties going. It's the idea that the heavens have kind of blessed or ordained the leading group or dynasty to be in charge of China. This gives them legitimacy and allows them to kind of claim some sort of divinity or divine status. The emperors get the name the Sons of Heaven, and this is kind of, the idea came from the Zhou dynasty. One of the only cool things they did was they were able to transfer the idea that the Shang dynasty had the Mandate of Heaven, and that was then transferred to the Zhou emperors, and it gave them legitimacy to rule. So later dynasties in China would claim that they now had the Mandate of Heaven, and it gave the Chinese people kind of a greater respect for their imperial powers. Next word was Shihongdi, who came after and was the only emperor during the Qin dynasty, and was known as the first emperor of China because of his ability to consolidate power and centralize power. So significance of Shihongdi was that he was able to turn China from a decentralized state during the Zhou dynasty into this very centralized state where the emperor of China had complete and total power. In fact, he would be what we would consider to be a dictator. He grabbed power, and anybody who opposed him was killed, was threatened or run out, and he maintained a very tight grip on Chinese society. He did accomplish a lot, though. He was able to order a census and calculate who was in China and what they were doing, and make accurate weights and measures standardized throughout China. A highly strict code of law was put into place, and people were expected to obey the law, and people were rewarded for good service. And so his rule was very effective, but very brutal. And one of the things that he did was construct or order the construction of, he didn't actually do it himself, the Great Wall of China, which is kind of this, so the Great Wall of China is this monumental piece of architecture constructed during the Qin dynasty and later, added on to later, that is about 3,000 miles long, which would, in the United States, stretch all the way from East Coast to West Coast and a little bit further. And it's huge, probably the biggest construction project ever on the face of the planet. And what's the significance? It was built by Qin Shi Huangdi to keep invaders out, to set the boundary in the north, and to kind of show the might and power of China. But it was built using conscripted or slave labor, basically, and it kind of showed the brutality of Shi Huangdi. So many people died while working on the wall. Peasants, which wasn't very glorious. So this idea of the Great Wall being this huge monumental piece of architecture is also kind of a reminder of the brutality and the centralization of the rulers and how powerful the emperors could be. So those are your words. Study them and know them, and good luck and be awesome.